This is Terry Escobar at Santa Clara University, and you are watching Excel, Grouping and Ungrouping Worksheets. Grouping is the process of selecting two or more worksheets within the same workbook. Once you have grouped workbooks, you can perform actions like data entry, formatting, page layouts, and printing on grouped worksheets. We will learn how to group and ungroup worksheets, fill across spreadsheets, and use 3D formulas. Let's take a look at our file. Our file is called multispreadsheets.xlsx. In our file, we can see that we have different worksheets for each month of the year: January, February, March, April, May, June, July, all the way through December. If you click on any single tab, of course, you're just looking at one spreadsheet at a time and selecting one spreadsheet at a time. If I hold down Shift, you will see that all of my worksheet tabs change to the color white. So they are grouped together. Let's test this theory. I'm going to write the word test in J1, and when I go check out August, of course August has the word test as well. March has the word test as well. And before I do anything else, I have to ungroup worksheets. I wouldn't want to make a mistake and do something on all of them again. So let's highlight January through December again and delete that word test. I'm going to leave January through December selected and grouped together so that I can start doing things like adding formulas. So I would like to add a totals row, total, and of course the total is the sum of rent, supplies, entertainment, phone, food, etc. So since these are numeric values that are all congruent with no blanks, I'm going to use AutoSum. Equals sum B6 through B13, hit enter, and now when I go check out September, of course September now has an equals sum B6 through B13. Now I'd like to format. Notice they're all still grouped together. Maybe I want to format my department budget for January as bold and a white font with a blue background. I'd actually like to pick up my format painter and paint the rest of these things the same. So I'm going to format paint my expense items through totals. Now I'd like a nice border around this, so I'm going to put a nice outline. So now I have a nice outline around the outside. Lastly, let's go ahead and format this as currency with no cents. Now when I go check out September, all of my months have been formatted the same. Now I'm ready to ungroup. Right mouse click on any of the grouped worksheets and select Ungroup. Next, we're ready to talk about a summary page. So a summary, maybe I do need to know the detail for my department, what I'm paying in the phone bill on June versus what I'm paying for utilities in September. But the people I'm sending this file to just want a nice summary. I'm going to click on Insert New Sheet and call it Annual Summary. Now for the annual summary, I would like it to look the same. That's the key. All these worksheets are the same. There's not a single worksheet that has a different expense item or a different order to the information. Every item is in the same exact location on the worksheet. So if I go to January, hold down Shift and group together January and annual summary, I want to fill this information across this worksheet to annual summary. Save myself some time. So I'll highlight that, go to the editing group, fill across worksheets, all the information. Now when I come here, ungroup, so that I can doctor this up a little bit. Of course, this is my department budget, annual budget. This is not the total for the entire year. This was the total for January being filled across, so I'm going to delete that. And for the summary, of course, I would like the total for my 12 months of rent, supplies, entertainment, etc. So how do we create a 3D cell formula? You can use the data on other worksheets within your workbook. The worksheet reference that we're about to do will put an exclamation mark and then the cell reference. Let's see that in action. The first step in creating a three-dimensional formula is to click on the answer cell. In this case, we're calculating the total for 12 months of rent, so our answer cell is going to reside in B6. Step 2 is to type an equal sign and the formula you want. So we want the sum formula, open parentheses. Third step, go to the tab of the first worksheet that you want to include in the sum, hold down Shift, click on the last worksheet you want to include. So we have equal sum, January through December, explanation, B6. I'm clicking on B6 because that is what we want. Close parentheses and enter. So here's our formula, equal sum, open parentheses, January, December, that explanation to end the worksheet tab names, the cell reference B6, and when you hit enter, all 12 months are added together. Now we can use relative cell referencing to autofill this down and see that we are calculating the sum of January through December for not only B6, but B7, B8, B9, B10, etc. Thank you for watching Excel, working with grouped worksheets and 3D formulas.